Welcome, everyone, to another episode of The Angry Chicken, the podcast about Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft. I'm Garrett Weinzierl, and I'm joined, as always, by Willie Dills Gregory. And for the first time at the live BlizzCon recording, Jocelyn Moffat!
Oh, my God!
I'm clapping for you. So excited. Thanks for coming, everyone. As always, we really enjoyed doing this live because we did it last year, Dills, and was surprised anyone showed up.
Yeah, well, I mean, the show was fairly new at that point, so yeah, it was a little bit weird. And this year we had a meetup, and that was surprising. Like, it's been a good year for Angry Chicken and Hearthstone.
Oh, it has. Who came out to the meetup at the Bullmore on Thursday? Yeah,
there's a few faces.
Thank
yeah. Because last year we did that, and we had like 9 dudes. This year,
I
never bowled.
Dudes, just bowling.
We had so many people show up, and it like floored me. I was so blown away. So thank you everyone who came out because you blew my mind. It was totally
I felt
nuts.
like a rock star.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Well, it's been great, but there's a lot of Hearthstone to talk about. A little bit.
There's
Yeah.
so much.
I'm wondering, like, okay, we were talking about this the other night. With 120 cards, you remember what we did with Nax? 30 cards?
Yeah.
And we took like 5 weeks to talk about all the cards.
Yeah, our card reviews?
What are we going to do with
I have
120 cards?
We're
idea.
open to suggestions, guys.
No more crazy game stories. No more, like, it'll just be, yeah. So I don't know. We'll get there. I don't know about all the cards yet, but
I'm going to have to take like
a
a week off of my day job to review these damn cards. I don't know how I'm going to do it. So we'll let you know what we're doing when we figure it out. But yeah, Goblins versus Gnomes, guys. Who's excited for that?
Yeah.
I mean, was anyone watching that announcement, and were you like us and just being like, I'm sorry, is this Blizzard that's telling us something's coming out next month? I was very confused. I didn't know how to handle it. So I would say a little peek came out, but Scott apparently is just perpetually urinating. Yeah. So,
but only tiny amounts.
Yeah, it's like staccato.
But no, yeah, the expansion is it looks amazing. The feel of the new map. I like the fact that they're tying it all together. They're actually having a theme. It's really cool. It really makes this game feel like it sets up a nice precedence for moving forward. We can have adventures, we can have releases, expansions, and I think like the future is incredibly bright right now for Hearthstone.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we all just kind of looked at each other and we're just like, oh, well, I guess our show is written for us for the next 3 months at least.
You know, you remember like 2 weeks ago we did the live arena draft because we had nothing to talk about because it was all silence, radio silence before BlizzCon.
And we went into this thinking, oh, cool, we'll have some stuff to talk about, but we didn't. Yeah, like we said, we're scrambling because we don't know what we're going to do about card reviews because we weren't expecting to have to figure it out this quick.
Extra shows? I don't know.
I guess so.
You guys might get extra shows.
I mean, can we just talk a little bit about the theme, like what these cards actually do? Some of them. I got actually some of them up here on.
I'm glad somebody does. Dills is not. Dills isn't texting during the show, by the way.
No. I'm looking at the cards.
Up Hearthstone cards.
Usually, I'm the least prepared.
He may be sending wiener pictures, but
but this time, yeah.
Or
so,
receiving them.
Well, first of all, so Jocelyn just played it upstairs for a little bit. You played?
Yeah, actually, Katie and I played a bunch yesterday, and there's only 2 decks playable. If you haven't had the chance, if you weren't lucky enough to come to BlizzCon or you weren't lucky enough to play Hearthstone, there are only 2 decks playable on the floor. It was a priest deck that was
the gnome deck.
The gnome themed, and there was a mage deck that was goblin themed, and they're really fun.
And they're really well put together. Yeah. So essentially, there's a new archetype. We got the mech.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be seeing a ton of mech decks because they all synergize really well together. Some cards that do some amazing things, and yes, there's a lot of RNG in a lot of these cards, but I think the RNG element of it is actually, like we were talking about, I think yes, the games against your friends where you just kind of random decks whatever will be way more fun because crazier stuff will happen, but competitively the costing of these cards and what the potential is, I think we'll see all these cards on the ladder.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I
at least most
agree.
Of them. Not all of them.
Not all of them.
Some are
most,
crap.
Most.
Of course. But
By the way, have either of you had the chance to play the Matter Bomber?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, so she had lethal on board, and she was about to just start doing. And I was like, "What are you doing? You got to play the Matter Bomber and see if it hits his face." Like, you can't pass this opportunity up.
I played games against Katie, my fiance, yesterday, She played the Med Bomber probably at least 3 or 4 times in the course of a few games, and all 6 shots hit my stuff. Never once did it hit one of her
minions. Well, she's an
minions.
incredibly good Hearthstone player.
Apparently, the random gods are with her. And then she got like Unstable Portal and got a Defius an SI7 agent plus the combo on top of it. It was just ridiculous. I came away from this. You know, everyone whines about RNG. I came away from this just being like, no, you know, the random element really is part of what makes Hearthstone as awesome as it is. And Ben Brode made some really good points in the panel yesterday.
Yeah.
He kind of championed randomness. He's like, well, no, if you react to it better, you're the better player.
Well, that to me is what makes Hearthstone so different from other games. Is, you know, like Magic, the randomness essentially comes from and here comes the tweets and the emails. But in Magic, the randomness comes from the draw. Right?
I've been calling Mechs the tribe all weekend. This is the tribe coming in with Goblins versus Gnomes. So
no, but like the randomness comes just from the draw. And what you can do in Hearthstone, and what I think the team understands, is we can go further than that. We can really make a game that's no matter how the draw goes, the game's always going to be interesting. And why would we just squander that opportunity?
Yeah.
Why not do that if it's possible? And using randomness to basically, you know, bring out skill in players, I think is a really good, and they made a good point that poker, randomness plus skill, that's what makes the best players.
Yeah, and it also makes for a more interesting game. If it played out the same way every time, who would there wouldn't be an arena full of thousands of people losing their collective shit because this young kid just won $100,000.
Yeah, by the way, oh my god. The hype.
Did you guys watch that? Did you see that?
Yeah. The hype around it, I mean, when he came out, and if you guys follow it like I watch a lot of Twitch. I know all these guys, not just from this tournament and stuff. Some of them were new, but you know, this kid was like not invited to all that. He wasn't.
Firebat was relatively new. He was a relative unknown.
I mean, I knew of him because, you know, he's made some good decks in the past, and pro players know that he's a really good player. He's gotten to the top of the ladder, all that stuff.
Right, but
he's not like a Moss.
Yeah, we were talking about, you know, the World Championship the last couple of weeks, and who were we talking about? We were talking about Strifeco and we were talking about Kalento over and over.
Everybody
and over
thought they were
again.
definitely going to win.
And I would be a very broke man if I had decided to bet on the World Championship this year. So, and I'm very glad I did not.
But yeah, he said it afterwards. He was like, "Well, now I hope I get invited to more stuff." You know, he's not the guy. Like, he's not the big name. You know, he's not the guy. But he is a name. People do know who this kid is, and he plays a lot and he plays really well. But this is like a breakthrough, and I think we kind of wanted a breakthrough, like somebody to come through and be a surprise, even though we all kind of like Strifeco and Kalento.
Well, yeah, and
absolutely.
I was really hoping that we would see somebody from, you know, like Korea or China or something, you know, just people that we weren't already familiar with, because I mean, like you say, like we already know most of the North American players. So I was looking forward to somebody doing really, really well, and T Celestial was amazing until the finals, and then I was just like, what is even happening right now?
Yeah. Also, change your name, because Tiddler makes me always think. I think they're saying Kibler every time, and I'm like, when did Brian Kibler get invited to the World Championship? I missed this.
Little Fish Celestial. But he's an amazing character as well, and just watching it. So he bought that outfit. The crazy,
best
weird fox outfit.
Ever.
And wore it every day and was just delightful in interviews. There's a lot of people who you didn't have to win to become kind of a star through this tournament. And that's what this tournament should do, is make lots of stars. I mean, D2 is now going to get invited to a lot of things as well. A lot of these guys who people weren't aware of are now going to get invites.
There's so many stories that came out of this tournament.
Yeah.
Like, and I've had an insanely crazy weekend, and I've barely seen any of it. I'm going to go home, and I'm going to spend 3 days rewatching everything I missed.
We were walking down the street watching it on phones. Yeah. like you didn't want to miss a moment. It was that exciting.
Like some of my other friends, they weren't able to get tickets this year, and they weren't able to come down. They were really ticked, and I was just like, just so you know, I'll miss you, but you're going to have a much better idea of what happened this weekend than I will.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just crazy. But like, I mean, we watched Kalento grin as he died to a King Crush. Like,
yeah, that was a pretty epic game.
It was wonderful.
He's been kind of a delight too, because you see, I think that there has been like a little bit of fatigue around seeing the same people over and over again in these tournaments, because obviously you do want the big names, but after a while it's like, I'm ready for some new blood. And what the coolest thing about this tournament was, like, it was not invite. You earned your way. All the people who were here, and this like cements Strifeco and Kalento as like the top players. Like,
absolutely.
Grinded their way through this, this amazing field.
Yeah, which also just by that line I'm thinking, apparently Trump is just terrible.
Didn't even qualify. Yeah, Trump is here actually. I think somewhere. I haven't seen him, but
I think they're running around.
Oh, they're doing. Yeah, so I did not. Did anybody see the arena thing? Trump and Hafu? No. Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it? Oh,
really boring. I'm sorry.
Well, hopefully this won't be boring. We'll do our best here, but no. But I mean, like that's the thing though. Hearthstone has these multiple facets of play. So even though maybe Trump hasn't been known as like a constructive player, he's still definitely one of the best arena players in the world, and there's something to be said for that as well.
Oh, absolutely. And in the tradition of this show of never being pleased with everything, all the awesome stuff that's coming in, Blizzard, when are we getting competitive constructed or limited? Competitive arena.
Limited, yes.
I want arena tournaments.
So we should go through all the news though, right? Like besides the cards, there's some other stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spectator mode.
Spectator mode is coming with Goblins versus Gnomes, which is apparently coming in December.
In a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were pretty quiet about this. I mean, we would, ask. We had Brode on the show. And by the way, in person, oh my God, Ben Brode is amazing.
They all are. We got to meet Ben Brode. We got to meet Youngwoo. I finally met Lindsay very briefly today. She was running around like a mad woman. Very important, very busy. And they're so nice. Every single one of them is nice, and that's the thing I take. I'm always surprised about. I don't know why. It's my fourth BlizzCon in a row, but there's like no ego at all, and these are people that totally are allowed to have an ego. They've built an amazing product that clearly has unified a lot of people. I mean, holy crap, you do all know that there's a huge convention right next door. Why are you sitting here watching us? It's amazing.
Young Woo was in here last night hanging out in the AA Guild Hall and took pictures with us.
You just got him fired.
And he said afterwards, he was a fan. And I was like, that's stupid.
You're not allowed to be. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that.
And the same kind of things happen with the instance where we meet these amazing people who make a game that we love so much that we start doing this, and then it turns out that they love the community back, and so in a way, and that's why I think Blizzard works so well, is because they don't live in a bubble. We make the games, play the games, give us your money. There's more to it than that.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's been on display all weekend.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Ben Brode's like referencing a Reddit thread in the Hearthstone Reddit from that day. Like, clearly the man is committed.
They're up on what's going
into
on.
it.
Yeah. But so Spectator mode is going to be awesome for us in a way that
I cannot wait. We can finally do tournaments.
Yeah, consistently and
without
live
bleeding.
and without all the people won't be like, oh my, WTF, how old is this anymore? Because we could just invite the players
live.
Yeah, and then they and then the players play and we just cast it live as it's happening, and that's a thing that I think was sorely missing. And the game has been out for a while, and now we all know how much people want to watch this game. During that finals, it was like League who? What is League of Legends? I don't even know. It was Hearthstone all the way.
It was
150,000 people or something like that watching it.
1 year ago, you and I were watching Artosis win like a little slap together tournament.
Oh, they were like cup. It was what it wanted. There was no money.
Yeah. There was no money on the line. It was just bragging rights, and the first half of it, they didn't even have on a stage. They had it on this little side.
Yeah,
brick,
I didn't even know it was
basically.
happening. I happened to walk by it.
Yeah, I was with you.
God,
we're like, oh wait,
there's
Total Biscuit talking about some stuff going on.
They weren't even in a booth. They were pacing in front of the stage, casting the games.
And then the second day is when they actually gave it a stage. They borrowed it from the WoW Arena stage, I think.
Yeah, essentially.
And this year we've got that stage is absurd. I want to go. I want to just sit there and have a drink.
Well, let's talk about that stage for a second.
I think we should.
They built a tavern.
Exactly. Like all
Not
of the
a
ones.
Tavern. The tavern.
Tavern.
They built the Hearthstone Tavern, and it was funny because leading up to this, they kind of had that at the Burbank studio, last weekend.
Yeah,
and
a smaller version, but
and they had it at the European qualifiers had a very similar thing, and it was kind of cheesy, but this one nailed it. It looked like they just opened a page from the art book, and here it is. Now it's in 3D. You can walk up the steps, sit down, and have a stein.
We went on it.
Yeah, we actually got to go on it.
Oh, I hate you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a picture with Kalento.
No, you jerks.
So what's up to Nimsh? Yeah, that's good stuff.
I
tried to
all
get
the
to
cool
Firebat,
stuff.
but he was being mobbed like a rock star. But yeah, no, the stages, they had random people just kind of up there, just sitting around on the tavern stage.
Can I also, can we just like, and I'm not trying to make fun of Firebat, but like I love that that's the guy that's like being treated like a rock star. He looks like I did when you opened the door from like my college thesis. Like I'm just sitting there with like my cargo shorts and the hoodie up, and I don't know what the sun looks like anymore.
Best Hearthstone player in the world, right there.
Like he totally like he looks like a normal dude. Like what I look like when I'm gaming when I'm home
alone. Looks like a stoner kid. Let's be honest.
I'll give him more credit than that. No, and I love that. I love it. It's just you can tell that he's clearly very excited and very moved, and it's just you can't not be excited about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's like you just made a new star. It's crazy. It's cool stuff. But yeah, so the stage, random people on it. That was a nice touch. I thought that the interview portions afterwards were all really well done. The hype was just real. The big screens, all of it, and even like the size and scope of the StarCraft stage was kind of awesome, right?
I finally got a chance to go see it. Yeah. I didn't get a chance to go yesterday. I went today with Katie, and we both just walked in. We were just like, holy shit.
That place is packed right now.
Yeah.
Packed.
Oh, absolutely.
All the
we found good seats. I couldn't
like,
believe it. Yeah. No. Esports, it's a thing. I don't think it's just. I think we can. Anyone who's still saying it's a fad, like what is it?
No.
The Real Sports at HBO had that terrible thing on esports. They're idiots. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, that's like awe-inspiring, right? But like what they did with the stage for Hearthstone was like perfect for this game.
Absolutely.
It was just it really hammered the theme home.
Yeah, it felt very intimate. Like you were just sitting there with your friends, like having a game, and it just it was
doing a little BM and everything.
You and 3,000 of your closest friends.
Exactly.
With 150 or whatever. It's crazy.
A lot of money on the line. It's nuts. I'm really looking. Hearthstone's amazing. It's gonna.
But now
words.
Now that that's kind of cemented. But the spectator mode is going to kind of make this really take off, I think. Like a lot of people, I think, have been working really hard to make tournaments happen. And the actual work that goes on behind the scenes for these things is insane. I casted that tournament that we did live at game night in San Francisco, and I couldn't believe how much it took to make this work. You had to bring both feeds in, swap back and forth, and put the little thing on the top and all of that.
Oh, yeah. That's
and now it's just going to be like, okay, Skype me when you're ready. And we'll just click a thing, and we're live
on, and we're good to go.
And we're live.
It'll be effectively as easy to do as the podcast is to do.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wonderful.
So we're gonna see, and we've already seen a tournament a week. If you like watching Hearthstone on Twitch like I do, pretty much every weekend you get to watch some of the best players in the world play for ungodly amounts of money. Now it's just going to be like daily. It's going to be all the time, constantly in your face, Hearthstone all the time.
You're going to actually have like opinions like, no, that's my favorite tournament.
Yeah.
This other one, they sneeze into the mic once. And
this could make the other formats more viable too, because I think like people are a little scared to try new stuff because of how much work it takes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do something that's not successful. But now with like the ease of putting these things on, I think we will start seeing like the single deck tournament.
No, actually, we're gonna see grassroots tournaments just sprouting up out of the ground. It's gonna be great.
And might see an Angry Chicken tournament.
You're gonna see an Angry Chicken tournament. Let's be honest. Come on.
No, come on. You gotta say might. That gets people hyped. Come on.
A little bit of suspense, Garrett. Come on.
We may actually. Here's fun. Peek behind the curtain. We may have been working on one that was gonna happen very quickly after BlizzCon, and then we saw the announcement. We're like, yeah, we should probably push this back.
Yeah, we can wait a month.
Yeah, it seems a little silly now to kill ourselves when right around the corner is.
Also, like, you want the new cards in the tournament. Come on.
That's a good point. Yeah, we want to see some of these. All right, should we talk about them?
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, let's talk about these cards.
All right.
Not every single one, but
but I'll bring up a couple that I think.
Hits,
I'll bring up a couple that I think
we have to talk
fun.
about Blingtron first. I see him right up there at the top.
Blingtron 3000.
Blingtron. This is a card I got to play yesterday against Katie, and it almost lost me the game.
Okay. What happened? We should say a 5-mana 3/4 battle cry. Equip a random weapon for each player.
Yes, and this is a neutral minion. It's a legendary, and so I was a priest. I was playing the Anduin deck, and I play this thing, and all of a sudden I get a Death Bite. Katie got a Fiery War Axe, I think, and all of a sudden she had lethal. And I was like, oh, what did I do?
Whoops.
And I'm just like,
okay, so that wasn't a very good strategic move to potentially give her 3 damage.
I then had to change my game plan and remove some minions so I could survive another turn. But yeah.
But how about this? You play Blingtron in your deck, and you play Harrison Jones. This guy knows what I'm talking about. You play it, they get a Doom Hammer, and then you just draw 8 cards. I mean,
That's so
could
evil.
be pretty cool. It's 10
That's
mana,
so evil.
exactly.
Oh,
so
that's so terrible.
there's some stuff in there. I don't know. It's probably a bad card.
You
but
know, Jocelyn, you and I were listening to the panel yesterday, and Ben Brode's like the bouncing blade, and you're just like
Best card ever.
and I immediately go, I don't think I'm ever gonna play that. But then we're thinking about it for a little bit, and we're like, well, no, actually, this is bouncing blade. Do you have the stats? Okay, it's a warrior specific card. It costs 3 mana. It's epic rarity.
I have some questions about this card. Too.
Okay. Deal 1 damage to a random minion. Repeat until a minion dies. A minion, not enemy. So this can hit your own cards, but it's warrior specific. So warrior enrage decks, that's going to be an upside on. You're going to do damage to your own dudes and proc their enrage, which I didn't originally think of. If you're behind and you have nothing on the board, it's nothing but upside because you're going to definitely kill
something.
a minion.
But
of
I'm
your
curious
opponent.
to know what happens when there's only 1 minion on the opponent.
Well,
Then it kills that other-
you're
it kills that
spoiling an
minion.
interview that's going to be on the next Angry Chicken.
Because I'm assuming that they play Ysera and then I kill it for 3 mana.
You do.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It
So
just
this will
keeps
be in every
bouncing back
warrior
into
deck.
Yes, yeah. You do. It does 12 damage until that Ysera goes away.
Until the Ysera is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good.
So next week when you hear that again on the interview with Team 5 that I was lucky enough to do, don't complain. I'm sorry. I ruined the old the interview. But
yeah, so Jocelyn was right. Best card ever.
yeah.
Jocelyn's always
It
right.
is
Come on.
very, very much going to be playable.
There's another cool card that I really like, the Bomb Lobber. So we got the Matter Bomber, but I really like this Bomb Lobber, and I've been having good results with it.
Have you?
Yeah.
Okay. I have not had. I have
3 for 5 seems stupid.
Oh, right. If you do the
Yeah.
vanilla test, but then
Yeah.
you read it.
But
and it's-
essentially, you pay 3 mana for the 3/3, and then you also pay an extra 2 mana to kill.
right. He has a battle cry that deals 4 damage to a random enemy minion.
So this is essentially the death knell of the I
It's-
think the Miracle Rogue, because you play your Auctioneer, then you conceal it, and then I go Bomb Lobber. It's dead.
Also, think about compare it to Stampeding Coda.
Yeah,
which
sure.
only
Yeah.
kills something
Yeah.
with 2 attack.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is 4 damage.
Yeah, I mean the body's a little bit weaker, but
Yeah.
it has more potential targets that it can actually take care
Absolutely.
of. You know, I mean with the Stampeding Kodo, you're really hoping to get those very specific targets. And there's a lot of stuff out there that's dangerous that has 4 or less health. And to be able to kill those things is pretty nice.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that one. Is there any other ones you guys are specific? Oh, Dr. Boom.
Dr. Broom. I haven't seen this card yet, so I'm going to read it and I'll react to it in real time.
All right.
Oh, this one.
It costs 7 mana. It's legendary. It has 7 attack, 7 health. Oh, okay. Passes the vanilla test. Battle cry. Summon 2 1/1 boom bots. Warning. Bots may explode.
Now I don't know if the boom bots are here, but let's see.
So what happens
So
when they
okay, the
explode?
boom bots are 1/1s. Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so they're 1/1s. You get 2 of them. And then when they die, they explode and do 1 to 4 damage to your enemy. Minions
random
or head, or
enemy
random enemy
character,
Yeah,
so
it
exactly.
could hit face.
So it could be face. Yeah.
So, but only enemy.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, no,
It
only
looks on
enemy.
this card like they might explode on you, but that
Right.
actually doesn't happen.
Oh.
So Jocelyn was playing this card earlier, and I was looking over her shoulder. She played it. Bots come out, and then basically you just sack both of them and cleared the board, or I don't know, maybe it hit face. I
Yeah,
can't remember.
hit
but
face for 4 and then killed a minion.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is awesome.
effectively, you're putting pretty serious threats on the board and playing a 7/7 at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So it's a card that really changes the state of the board, and I think we're going to see a lot of decks playing this card too. I think it's a pretty good one.
Can we take a minute and talk about the explosive sheep?
Yes, please. Another card I'm going to try very hard to get the killing blow on Jocelyn with. We opened this show on episode 1 with us just talking about how you met an untimely demise to a sheep.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was
I
like
think
the
you
first
sheeped
time
my-
we ever played each
That was the first game we ever played. I believe you sheep my fire elemental. I was
Yes.
like, I had the chance to kill you with the sheep, and I had to.
Yes. Yes.
So, but anyway, what is the exploding sheep?
So the exploding sheep is a 2 mana card. It's a 1/1, but when it dies, it does 2 damage to all minions.
It's
So
pretty
cool.
sweet. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. And I
Also,
think
the art on this thing, like most people are
Oh
gonna
my
listen-
God, yeah.
it's amazing. I know this is an audio podcast primarily, but just go look it up and then and have a better day as a result.
The art on all of these is just so fantastic. Like they're so much fun, and I can't wait to be actually playing these and laddering and
yeah, there's going to be some pretty interesting
So
decks
stoked.
to play this card. I think you're going to see it in the Warriors, Warriors with like enraged creatures, or Warriors that are control and like to have their own minions damage. But also you could do like a mage, and then you could play it and ping it and just deal damage whenever you want.
There you go.
Stuff like that. So there's some interesting things you can do with that. Now there is one card though that like, what the hell is this card?
Okay.
Why is it here? The Gnomish Experimenter is 3 mana, 3/2, so it sucks.
All right.
Battle cry, draw a card. If it's a minion, transform it into a chicken.
It's clearly a reference to the show.
Clearly.
Yeah, they're just throwing us a bone here. Why would you play this card ever? I mean, okay, maybe your deck is only full of spells, but if it's only full of spells, your deck probably sucks. Right? I mean, even a deck that's mostly full of spells, like Miracle Rogue, you could draw, say, your Malagos and then turn it into a chicken and it'd be totally screwed. So this is going to be one of those cards that we'll never see the light of day. But
I'm trying to think, because they're like, again, back to the bouncing blade. When I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is unplayable. But then I thought about it for a second. I'm like, oh no, there's definitely many ways to play this. But this one, I think it's just terrible.
I can't.
Anybody out there going to tell me where this could be useful?
So we're going to start a review right now.
We got one. Wait. Oh, it's a beast. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Hunter. I don't know.
So it's a worse Stone Tusk Boar, is what you're telling us.
But it's a chicken though. But it's a chicken that can't even enrage. It doesn't say angry chicken. It's a chicken. There's one other way to get a chicken. What's that? Of a chicken? I'm assuming it's a 1/1 because there already exists a chicken.
1/1 vanilla.
Yeah. No, but there is already a way to get a chicken that is not angry.
From Mechatork.
From Mechatork.
Yeah.
He gets you the Chickenator, and then it turns things into chickens, and they're 1/1s with no
charge. Yeah.
Enrage. Yeah.
If you drew a card and then somehow it was cheaper or something, if it wasn't a minion, like it seems like there's really just no upside to this.
No, there's no upside to this.
Review starts now. It gets an F.
So, what do you guys think about the stuff like the piloted Sky Golem, the Death Rattle summon a 4-cost minion, that kind of, just because there's 3 cards that do this.
It's like piloted, or like it's a moniker of a name.
I love this mechanic.
So there's one that summons a 2 mana cost, one that summons a 4, and then the legendary.
Terpster was talking about in the instance that he had one of the, not this card specifically, but one of the piloted cards, and out popped Ragnaros.
Yeah.
And that he just loved the idea, and I do too, of like in the lore, Ragnaros is just driving around and
he's in there like, I'm in my Sky Golem, I'm gonna get you, and then you killed my Sky Golem.
It's like watching Ragnaros try and ride something. It's like watching Stitches ride a mount in Heroes of the Storm. It's just disturbing and shouldn't happen.
So yeah, here it is, Sneed's Old Shredder, and the lore of it is it's the Dead Mines thing or whatever, right? Where you go in there, and he was in there, and then you kill the Shredder, and then out he comes, and doesn't he jump on your face or something? He's like stabbing at you.
I got to play this against Katie yesterday.
Okay, yeah. So what did you get?
I'm trying to remember.
I got a Nosdormu out of my first one.
Oh, really?
So essentially, I played 8 mana 5/7, and I got an 8/8 as well.
Sorry, Katie played it against me, and she got a Mukla. And she's like, "Where's my bananas?" And I'm like, "Well, you didn't actually play it out of your hand, so you didn't get the
no battle
thing. So you just get a 5/5 monkey that makes me want to shred it even more."
But here's the thing: there's other stuff too. Like you could get like a Millhouse. Like the ones with the bad things are not so bad now. So I feel like there's really only a few. And
I'm not sure I would play. I'm not gonna play this card regularly.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I feel like it has a lot of upside.
Jocelyn's Eye for an Eye deck just got way more interesting.
Oh my god, guys!
I'll have to see it in action. But first of all, I mean, it's a Death Rattle card, so if you have like a Death Rattle-y style of deck, it kind of works in that in that respect. But I feel like there's times where it will just win you the game. Like this card will just alone win you the game, because when you get to play a 5/7 and then out pops Ragnaros, you pretty much just win the game.
The thing though is it pops out when they kill it. So you're it's 8 mana. That's your turn. It's done. And here's a 5/7 that could get hexed or sheathed or silenced.
Yeah, but again, like we've talked about, anything can. Like any card can.
Yeah.
And you will have to time it correctly. You will have to be aware that they may have a hex.
Yeah. Well, the thing is there's a lot of cards that are still good after being silenced. This one would be good if it wasn't 8 mana. But it's 8 mana, so it kind of sucks if it gets silenced.
But I think there's other ones that become worse than this that are still kind of I just think the upside here is, and yes, there's some bad cards that can come out, but cards that have a potential to just win you the game, I think will always be played by somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody will find a way to make that card work.
And I don't want all the like naysaying. I just put on the Patrick Beja hat. I disagree.
I disagree. Yes.
I don't want all that naysaying to take away from the fact that I just think this card is awesome and super fun.
Super fun.
Like I just love the design of the card.
And it's a mech card, so if you're making like a mech deck, which I think we're gonna see a ton of, get
Which
ready
is
for those.
it will be the really unoriginal title of the episode when this comes out.
But the mech deck is so there's a couple things that are gonna happen. Mech decks are gonna be awesome to play, but they may be more frustrating than Zoo. Like they may get to that point because these freaking cards
They're good.
are crazy.
They're really
and all together.
And also they're retroactive. They're retrofitting the old mechs. I got to play a
Harvest
2-mana Harvest Golem, and I just felt like I was cheating. I was just like, ah! I just played it.
Yeah, so the game is just it's crazy. You were gonna make a mech deck right away.
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
And
She was like Mech Hunter. It's happening.
Well, no. See, that's the thing is that basically up until now, the only class that's had something that really synergizes well together is Hunter, and that's why you see so many of them on the ladder. Is because they're fairly easy to learn. You've got all of your beasts and everything else, and so basically, Hunter has always consistently been good. And so now we have all of these neutral mech minions that is going to make basically any class into a Hunter. Everybody now has something that synergizes really, really well. And so I think that we're going to see a lot more balance in terms of who's playing what once all the mech stuff comes in.
What class do you think is going to make the most use of the mechs, just looking at them? Priest. I agree. I think Priest is going to be insane with these cards. Heal them up, keep them alive, death rattle.
True.
All the stuff.
Summer right now, my fiance Katie's going, oh, that's why I lost. You took the good deck.
Although the mage deck, I was doing pretty well with the goblins.
Yeah, I was rocking with the goblins.
Yeah. So it's incredibly exciting. 120 cards. This is what Hearthstone needs to do, essentially.
Oh, absolutely.
Is consistently be putting out expansions or adventures, however they do it. Just keep infusing the game with fresh new cards and keep the game changing around.
Do we?
oh,
sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm really excited to see like what the difference is in the shifts in the meta versus like the adventure mode versus just a straight up card expansion. Like it's gonna be really, really cool because when we had adventure mode, everyone got the same cards at the same time, but now with the expansion, we're like not everyone can get the same cards. It's gonna be the same as normal collecting. You're gonna be opening packs. So I think it's gonna be really, really interesting, and the meta is just gonna. I don't even know. It's going to go crazy. Yeah.
Well, also we were drip fed those cards.
Right.
We got one week. We got a few cards, and then there was the week Lotheb hit. It was like, oh my god, now everything has changed.
Yeah.
By the way, Kalento didn't play Lotheb on that turn, and then he died.
Oh my god. Yes.
That's a guy who never doesn't do the thing he was supposed to do. I was so confused.
It was 2 turns in a row. 2 turns in a row. He could have played it, and he didn't.
I'm sad about that.
I know.
And I feel for everybody else going on ladder this week playing against Warrior Herd now not gonna play against Brawl and get destroyed as a result because they're gonna be like, oh well, that Warrior lost because he didn't play around Brawl.
Yeah, that Warrior deck is gonna be. You're not gonna know instantly. Oh, it's Control Warrior because now it looks like Control Warrior
because it has a lot of the
soon
same.
I will die too.
Right, because it still has the armor smiths and the acolytes and the weapons to keep you in the game, but then it has all this bizarre stuff.
Yeah,
and weird combos and things. We were watching it and we're just like. Or I was really excited for the new cards, but I don't know what game I'm watching anymore.
That was actually really like one thing I loved about this. We're getting back to some other stuff we already talked about. But one thing I loved about this World Championship was it really was like a World Championship. The fact that they did all the regions and had them come in because you saw the metas from the play. When you get those guys together, maybe we've all seen all of the North American decks or the the EU decks. We've seen a lot of these, but I do not have a lot of experience with the Chinese and the decks that we're seeing from those regions, and that was really cool. Those guys brought really interesting decks. Ideas I hadn't even thought of.
And Blizzard even touched on that a little bit on their panel when they were talking about the stats and stuff they were pulling that they see different trends in different regions.
Yeah,
and something that they find very interesting.
Yeah.
So.
We're gonna take questions, right?
Yeah. At Nerdtacular this past year, we put up a mic and we had people come and ask questions, and it was super fun. So we're going to do it again. However, there's not just be careful. Don't trip over people because it is a little tight in here. So, and if anyone wants to come up and ask a question, just try and form a line. And this microphone right here.
We don't have notes, so we're just hoping you guys will give it. It's like the email section. It's
Yeah.
The email section.
Don't everyone rush up at once.
We need stuff to stir the conversation.
Don't make me call Tom Merritt up here by name.
Tom, what's your question?
And Tom, I will be disappointed if you don't come up and ask something at some point. Come on up. Jarek from Hearthhead, man.
Hey, how you
That's
doing?
my guy.
Doing good. Doing good. Jarek helps us out a lot. You guys may have noticed that the Angry Chicken is posted on Hearthhead every darn week.
Yep.
And Mr. Jarek here is the guy behind that, so thank you, sir.
Very welcome.
Yeah. It's really cool to have a site that I use all the time be like behind this show. And
It's really
very
weird
exciting.
having used Wowhead forever with World of Warcraft. And it's like I see my stuff on Hearthhead. I'm just like, oh, this is still really bizarre.
Well, you're very.
Oh God! Oh God!
Someone's apparently someone's a Curse fan. They're like, I'm out of here.
Or the room is haunted. But yeah, it's great, and I was a fan of the Angry Chicken, so thank you for what you do.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks, man. Anyway.
But I didn't even have a question. I have a comment.
Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to point out that
I'll allow it.
that I found I found something awesome. The Unstable Portal, which is a 2-cost spell.
Yes.
And it summons a random minion and reduces its cost by 3. And I confirmed something wonderful. It can summon you a wisp and reduce its cost
Absolutely.
from 0 to 0.
Nice.
Yep. And you will be a very, very unhappy person if that happens.
I just found that very entertaining. I had to share that.
I was looking at this card. Let me see if I can find it here. But I was looking at this card, and all I could think was Farsight. And will we ever see this card? You know, because Farsight is not
Could
played.
you remind me what Farsight does? Because I
Farsight draws
disenchant
a
it
card.
every time I get
Yeah.
one.
So it's a shaman card. It draws a card from your deck and then makes it cost 3 less, but it costs 3
Right.
to play.
Right.
So essentially, it's you're kind of borrowing from the current turn to make the next turn cheaper and drawing a card.
Yeah.
So I mean, it can. I guess it could be cool. It cycles, whatever.
If it was a magic card, it would be the card that I would take 2 of, tape together, and use them as dividers.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
It's a very narrow advantage.
Yeah.
But this card though, isn't it? It's not from your deck. It's just a random minion card.
Yeah.
Definitely a minion, and you can get like legendaries and stuff. So,
Or wisps.
or wisps. Yeah. So I mean, again, it's like this is going to be a super fun card, but probably not played in any competitive decks.
I don't think so.
No. I was watching somebody play with Farsight. I can't remember what stream it was, and they were like, "The best card ever, Farsight." And then they played it, and then the next turn they were like, "Check this out." And then they played, the Direwolf Alpha or whatever it is, the 2/3 dogs. And they were like, "You want to know how much?" Yeah, I know. Sorry,
Spirit Wolves.
I always call them the doggies.
Doggies.
Anyway, so he played the Spirit Wolves, and said, "How much did that cost me?" He's like, "Cost me 0." And the other
Plus
person's like,
2
"No, it
next
cost you
turn.
3, dude. What are you talking about? You paid 3 mana last turn for this." Yeah.
And it still overloads.
Yeah, still
So-
so it cost you 5.
It cost you 5 still.
So it didn't
And it was
cost you
slower.
less at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for the comment, Jack.
Thanks for the question. Yeah. Who's up next?
Hi, my name is Kenny. I'm
Kenny.
actually an avid podcast listener, so thank you very much.
Right on, dude.
An awesome meetup the other night. That was fun to go to and kind of get to know people.
Man, that was a blast.
That was so much fun.
I
Too
never
much
got to
fun
bowl.
to even bowl. Yeah.
Yeah, we never bowled. No one ever bowled the other night. We just took the bar over.
Although I did play some pool. Everyone who challenged me.
I heard I heard nothing but terrible things about everyone who played you. They're just like, don't go play Dills. Don't do it. It's a bad idea.
I smited all my foes. What's up? No.
Anyways,
So I had 2 questions. One is a general question you can think about first. And the second one's only for Dills. First question is, first question is, how are you going to get used to playing the new cards that are going to come out? Are you planning on using, kind of queuing up an arena first, or how are you planning on integrating those cards and getting used to the different combos and stuff? And the second question is, Dills, did you know Hunter Pence is actually here?
Whoa.
What?
Yeah, he posted a
What?
photo on Twitter. He was watching.
I think we
StarCraft
got to go,
2.
guys. Sorry.
Everything just changed.
thank you for coming out to the Angry Chicken. It's hard to do this without Dills, who now is gone, and there's
And
a
you'll
fire
find
where
me
he
down
ran,
the street just going, Hunter!
which was me
wow.
yesterday with Chris Hardwick.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to have
Did
your
it ever
baby.
happen? Did it ever happen?
I never met him.
No?
No. But we got to see him.
get to trembly, like
Yeah,
shake his
I was just
hand
like,
and-
oh my god, there's one of my favorite podcasters. But yeah,
I think Arena will be a great place to try these cards out. I'm excited for what it does to Arena meta.
Yeah.
Essentially because, you know, first of all, it's going to make it so
So much
annoying, annoying stuff like 5 fireballs or, you know, a ton of flame strikes in mage decks or whatever. That's going to be less likely to happen because there are just more cards now. There's 120 cards extra added on. So
Yeah, so we're going from what, like 430 to like 550?
I don't
so
know
yeah,
how
it's
many.
a
It's a
decent
big
jump.
jump.
It is a decent
Yeah.
jump.
But yeah, so that's going to happen. That'll be cool. And so there's going to be more variety in Arena. But I think that's a great way, I think, to get to it. Because you're not going to earn them all right away, right? Unless you're, like, rich and you just buy a bunch of packs right away.
That being said, I would be really disappointed should, you know, launch week I go into Arena and I just get nothing but normal cards that I'm
Nothing
used
but
to
the old
seeing.
cards? Yeah.
I'm going to probably spend way too much money on many packs and try and get as many as I can and just get into Constructed and just start trying stuff out. I'll also be probably watching Kalento stream a lot and seeing what.
Yeah, I'm going to net deck.
I love cheating. Yeah.
Those guys will have them instantly, and then they'll figure out what the good decks are.
So I'll just be like, what did Kalento play today? Okay. And then the next day I'll get up, check his stream, and change all my decks.
But yeah, it's going to be really, really fun to try all this stuff out. I'm going to probably fall on my face a lot, trying out some weird stuff, playing all the cards that Garrett knows suck, but I'm still not sure, and I'm going to try. And then, yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes. It'll be really, really exciting, though, and I cannot wait. Thanks, man.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Tyler
Hi.
from Orlando.
How's it going?
Listener, first-time caller.
You're very close to me.
I do live very close.
We
to
had
I
an
live with
equally terrible
the
flight
girls
here.
that you know, Amy and Amanda. who you
Oh,
met before, yeah.
awesome. Why aren't you up here asking questions?
So as we've talked about a lot, Undertaker's already very OP, and people
Sure.
are freaking out about we need to nerf it.
I disagree.
There are a ton of death rattles in the new cards that they just showed us. Is Undertaker just going to explode now and become even more OP?
You still can only play so many cards with the
Yeah.
mana given to you. And also, did anyone see the games this week? How many people drew Undertaker at like turn 6 and beyond, and it's a worthless piece of crap.
It's not a good card late, but again, though, the potential to just straight up win the game with a card makes the
that's
card.
true.
That's why that card is so good, because you
Yeah.
can't just straight. What was the game? Somebody they played double Undertaker turn
Second
1.
game of the
It was
finals?
Firebats. I think it was his Zoo deck or
Yeah, I
something. He
think
drew
so.
2 Undertakers, and then he went right into a Nerubian egg, and then
Right.
you know, and it basically just
Yeah,
there's no way to get the board back.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
it doesn't happen,
Yeah.
but it's not like the card's always good. The card can be exceptionally bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what though? Right now, there's not every class is utilizing it. If you guys remember when Hearthstone was still fairly new, and there was the like 12 or 14 or whatever it was, there was like a certain number of cards that was like put these in, and then whatever class cards, and then you would just win. You know, it was like Defender of Argus.
Oh, that
and-
was in the beta before
Yeah.
the fur, but that was it was a Shattered Sun Cleric was in every
Shattered
deck,
Sun
and the
Cleric
when the
and
Dark Iron Dwarf's
Argent
buff was
Commander,
permanent.
all
Yes,
that.
yeah.
You basically just filled out your deck with those cards, and Novice Engineer. Remember, yeah. So you filled out your deck
Yep.
with those cards, and then you put in whatever. But I think we might see Undertaker now kind of become that, because currently it's not in every single type of class, but I think these Mech cards and all of these cards make it viable in pretty much every class. So yeah, you'll see it a lot more for sure.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe they'll nerf it.
Possibly.
I don't
I
think
would
they
I
will.
would
I
be
don't
really
think they
disappointed
will.
though, because I don't know what you would do that would just make it straight up
Make
unplayable.
it a 2-1 instead of a 1-2.
I guess that wouldn't be bad. Anyways, I recognize our
I
next
don't work
question asker. Hello, Mark. How you doing?
Hello.
You
So-
get a little closer to the
Come
mic.
Yeah, get in there.
Get right in there.
It's not super sensitive.
So I want to point out 2 interactions that you might have missed. First one was with Blingtron, or what his name is. He can get rid of your opponent's weapon.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
replace
that's
it
a
with
really good
something else.
Yeah, nice.
So if they have a Doom Hammer or a Gold Howl, you can just get rid of them and give them whatever you give them randomly.
Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
they could get like a Light's Justice or whatever instead, and that would
Yeah.
be pretty sweet. Yeah.
And the other one with the Shredder legendary one, you can get KT and
And then it comes back.
back.
Yeah.
And back, yeah.
Oh, that's horrifying.
But
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. That can straight up win games.
Yeah.
Because then you'll get another
But it's-
legendary.
It's so insanely random. Like
but you could
still,
get a
there's,
KT.
like-
you
Yeah.
could.
And there's all these
You
kind of
could make Wisp
interactions.
work, but it's not worth it.
It will work, Garrett. God damn it.
Those are really good points, man. Thank you.
That's also, I just realized you have a Suburban Legends hoodie on, and so I like you even more now.
Yeah, I saw them in San Diego on my birthday this year.
Oh, that's awesome. I haven't seen them in a while. They opened for Rancid a few times ago, but yeah, they're a good band.
Now, there was a Wisp deck that worked, I saw, and essentially the point of the deck was to make a massive Van Cleef and then conceal it, because you play Wisp and then you panda it and then you shadow step it and you do all this stuff and you just keep playing like the 0-cost card, and then you get like a 28-28 or a 30-30 Van Cleef.
You get a one-turn,
and then
an
you
OTK
conceal
Van
it,
Cleef.
yeah. But so it got played against me one time. I was playing Control Warrior, and he did all this stuff, and I just sat there and I watched. And I was
Please
like,
tell
oh my
me
God.
you immediately went and made that deck, and then, then you took it out and you're just like, oh wait.
Here's what I did. I played an Armor Smith, and then I pressed Brawl, and then Van Cleef went away, and he insta conceded. That was awesome.
That is amazing.
Crazy game story. We got one in.
Wouldn't be a show without one.
All right, what's
next question?
Hi. I was thinking, I personally expected if we got an expansion, we were maybe going to see something like Death Knights being a playable class. What are your thoughts that we didn't see them? Or
I think multiple people said just straight up no.
Yeah, they're not working on
like
any,
before even BlizzCon came out. I think Young Wu was one of them, and Ben Brode said it's not. There are no classes currently being worked on.
Yeah.
And granted, Blizzard could just be lying to preserve the hype.
They do.
They've done it before.
Blizzard lies.
Yeah,
it's the first rule.
I will say I'm disappointed to hear that, because I would like to see. I'm ready to see the Monks and the Death Knights. I'm ready for that. But again, we don't work there, so for us, it's just like the miraculous. Make everything, make all the.
That's
things
our job.
Right
That's what.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
But yeah, and there was also somebody had posted a picture of a Death Knight, but I think now we know that was fake.
Oh, clearly fake, as well as with all the Eye of Ajara stuff that came out was clearly fake.
Yeah, he had a weapon equipped and all that, and but slight disappointment. I would like to see the Death Knight class sooner rather than later. So yeah. Was that what you were most excited about, and then it didn't happen?
Yeah, I was looking forward to it.
Worst BlizzCon ever.
Confirmed.
Thanks, man.
Gives up and walks away.
All right, we have time for a few more, I think.
A few
There's
more.
6 o'clock thing,
There's a 6 o'clock thing, so yeah, but we have time for a few
Okay,
more,
cool.
Yeah.
Get on up here.
Keep on coming.
You're so glowy.
Hey there.
You guys aren't cards anymore.
Oh, we should have had cardboard.
We should have all stood up here and actually had them.
It's not.
Oh yeah, make sure it's
really
really
get
right
up
into
on
it.
it.
Put it up a little bit? Okay.
Yeah. Feel free to move it.
Well, it's a two-part question, but it's the same subject.
Okay.
I'm okay at, what is it? I want to call it constructive. Ranking, I do pretty well. Okay. Get to 10 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
But in rank, I'm terrible. I mean, probably win one game out of the 3 that I get.
Oh, you mean arena?
Arena.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
And do you guys have any tips or are you planning to continue on like last time the live
arena draft? Yeah. The thing was we mentioned on the show that we do want to do it more. Well, we mentioned it the week after when we got feedback, because I wasn't sure how it was going to go over, and we got a few people that didn't like it, but mostly everyone loved it. The thing is, it's really time consuming. Yeah. It took up 45 minutes of the show, and I'd love to do more, but there's a lot of stuff coming out that we're going to need to talk about. So I'm not sure you're going to see it on the show anytime soon.
It will happen, though.
Maybe something on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it will happen.
We will definitely be doing arena videos.
Yeah. I stream a lot of arena, and I probably will be streaming a ton of arena once the new cards come, because I'm going to want to play with the new cards and earn the new cards. So the arena grind is back.
Yeah, just watch Dills' stream. Sorry, that's the answer to this question.
Well, yeah, and there's a ton of streamers that do this. And Trump is a really good one as well.
Yeah. Trump and Hafu are 2 of the best. Cherry Warrior is a really good arena player. I don't know if you guys know who he is. Yeah. But yeah, he's really good. I would say if I could give you one piece of advice, it's try not to look for combos as much as just look for cards that are good by themselves. So, because you build a deck where every card that's in your hand will be good no matter what else is in your hand, and then you win more of the time.
Because I usually try to go for, everybody does go for removal. Yeah. Removal
is great, but I think in arena minions, I would rather build my own board than just concentrate on removing the other person's board. You get a lot more minion interaction, a lot more trading, and if you can trade in a favorable way for you, you're going to do really well. So I think you know, a lot of times I'll see something like a fireball's a bad example, but I'll just use it right now. So like a fireball, and then next to it is like a spectral knight, and that's not an easy call. Most of the time, people will say just grab the fireball, but a spectral knight could potentially give you 8, 12, 16 damage. You know what I mean? Because if it lives, it continues to hit face. Yeah. So I think people overvalue certain things in Arena, and really should just value like strong minions that like are good on their own.
It's a good curve, and we always talk about how important 2 and 3 drops are.
2 drops
always comes back to two and 3 drops.
When you can't play something on turn 2, most of the time you lose.
It's rough. You're just you're falling behind at that point, and it's hard to get momentum back.
Just turn the mic a little bit, I think, 'cause people are walking up and then it's sideways. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, by the way,
yeah,
I'm Shammy180 on usually on Twitter, just annoying people in there.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
All right.
Right on, man.
Sweet,
Thanks
man.
for your question.
Thanks. Who's next?
Hey guys.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. Hi. I just wanted to ask a question about one of the new card mechanics, spare parts. I know that you guys have talked about.
We didn't talk about those
a couple times, and it seems like a really interesting way they could incorporate neutral spells without having to have you put them in your deck. You can play. I don't know the names of the cards. I was trying to look it up. I wasn't texting.
Dills got them.
I don't know if I got them, but yeah, they're in here somewhere.
Clockwork Gnome and the Tinkertown Technician. They both can get you spare parts, and just wanted to know if you guys had a chance to look at any of those.
I have. They're all 1 mana.
They're all 1 mana.
They do something fairly minor, but they're not cards you place in your deck. You receive them from another card as like an effect.
So essentially, with those other cards, you can kind of add, like you can kind of take their cost and add 1 to it, and then also say that it draws this card. But things like a Miracle Rogue, you're essentially drawing another spell and playing a creature.
Yeah.
There's some interesting things that can be done with it. And I really like the idea.
I like the idea a lot.
Yeah.
Like anything that just gives you more things that you can do and gives you more decisions to make and more options always excites me.
And it opens it up for more kind of stuff like this, I think, which is even more exciting than this specific one. It means that like Blizzard is starting to look into things that don't exist currently at all.
Right, this is very different
essentially
from
new
what
mechanics.
currently exists in the game.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up because we didn't even mention
totally
that.
Forgot about that.
That's kind of a big deal.
Jocelyn, does that kind of like satiate your hunger for like professions to somehow be entered into the?
A little bit. It's definitely interesting. It's something that I wanted to see. I want to see more of it. Yeah, they're getting there. They're getting there.
Almost, Blizzard. Almost. Nice try. All right, what's up, man?
How's it going?
Good.
I'm Ian from Chicago.
Hi, Ian from Chicago.
What?
Yeah, get right in there.
Closer than the mic.
Oh,
Everyone.
okay,
Don't be.
sorry.
You want to be just almost kissing it.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm not sure if you've ever answered this before, so I'll just throw it out there. Is there something that you would be disappointed if you saw Blizzard try to do with Hearthstone, or you don't want to see necessarily? You may not have an answer for this. That's okay, but I just thought I'd throw it your way.
Well, we've talked about the mechanics and stuff, and like Garrett, we talked like things like flying and stuff. And we were actually talking about this last night 'cause we were playing Magic.
Yeah. I mean, we talked a lot about the mechanics things we would like to see them do. But that's a good question. I don't think we've really ever talked about what we wouldn't like to see them do.
I think for me, it's just I don't want to see them nerf cards. I don't like card nerfs.
Build new ones?
I want to, build new cards, make players figure it out. Like, I don't like nerfs, so the less nerfs we see, the happier I am.
That was one of the first things that we both, like, kind of perked up at when we were seeing the panel from the merch line that was hell on earth.
Yeah, we're just not even going to talk about that, dude.
No, we're not. They were showing these cards that were clearly designed to counter current decks.
Yep.
And that we were like, oh, this is awesome. They're not nerfing cards. They're just adding more that give us options against these existing strong decks. And I love that. I absolutely love it. I agree with you.
Yeah.
What Jocelyn said, that's my answer.
I will say, though, there's some mechanics I don't really want to see. Like, I know Garrett likes flying a lot. I think that things like flying open up things where then you have to have things like reach. So there's like certain things where if you put it in, you're kind of forced then to do something else that is able to counter it, and you kind of start opening up this box of what Hearthstone really isn't, which is a really complex game that's hard to learn when you and it still is hard enough to learn for a lot of people. A lot of people come in and they go, Footman, that's a great card. Footman on Twitter is going to hate this part. But, you know, it's just you know, it's still a hard enough game without all that stuff, and I don't think adding that stuff necessarily adds a bunch more depth. They've already found a really great model that has a lot of depth.
Yeah.
And so you don't need to put things that maybe you like. It works in Magic. It's great in Magic. I really like the flying things. It's like, here's a card that you can't deal with, and suddenly the game has changed.
Yeah, I mean, I always use Flight as an example because I feel like it already exists in Warcraft. It's a big thing in Warcraft.
Sure, absolutely. It's not like it wouldn't work out lore-wise and all that.
Oh, right,
sure.
right. That's why I kind of come back to it.
And who knows, at some point, maybe the expansion is, you know, here comes the birds or whatever. I don't know. You know, I don't know. Here comes the Warcraft birds. And
I don't know. It could be like the Arakoa or something.
No, there's a lot of birds, and we've got a parrot. It doesn't fly.
No, you're right. but
there.
As they're retrofitting, you know, now that the Harvest Golem's a mech, they could retrofit and be like, oh, now the parrot is flying.
flies.
It would make it better if it worked like it did in Magic and things that weren't flying couldn't attack it. But I don't know. I mean, it's gonna naturally get a little more complex as more cards are added.
Yeah, and I'm not like totally against new mechanics, but I just think I don't think the game needs it. I don't think that we should be rushing to a place where we have, you know, 8 or 9 different mechanics that have been added more, because we already have a lot. We have Battle Cry, Death Rattle, Taunt.
Yeah,
you know, Divine Shield.
But can you at least just for me, can we get Scry? I really want Scry.
I love stuff like Scry. We actually have some stuff starting to happen with Draw, where, you know, you're drawing in ways that you weren't before, and I think there's definitely going to be more of that kind of stuff. Tracking is kind of like Scry, except with Scry you don't necessarily throw the
killing
card
the
away.
other 2 cards though.
You look at the top and you're like, yeah, I do want to draw this next.
Scry, draw 2 cards, tear 1 up, keep the other. That's not
Draw 3 cards, throw 2 of them away.
Gone with them.
But no, I would love to see Scry. It's not like every mechanic I don't want to see, but I'm a little bit nervous about them starting to add a bunch soon, and then the game is still kind of growing.
Some of the really basic things in Magic, like First Strike, I could see instantly working.
Yeah,
like I don't see why First Strike would cause any issues. It's not like
there's some stuff that's just so crazy.
What does First Strike do?
First Strike, it deals like, so you've got the 3. Can we turn that down a little bit over there?
That's some
intense Illidan coming from the other side of the room. First Strike, so you've got like a 3, say you've got a minion that's like 3/2. So the 3's the attack, and it attacks another minion. It deals that 3 damage before the other minion deals its damage.
Okay.
So say you attack something and you had enough attack to kill it. It actually dies before it deals its damage to you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Then
But here's the thing, though. You have Divine Shield. Kind of works the same way. It's like, do you really need a First Strike?
That's
you know,
a little bit, yeah.
You don't really need it. You know, it's like it's going to take damage before, like it's going to deal its damage before it takes the damage. So essentially, it kind of works in the same way. So like again, like I don't think you need to add all this stuff. And there's some stuff that just makes, when you're playing Magic, you're just like, hold on, what does this do? And then you're sitting there reading it, and then you put it back, and then like 5 minutes later, you've forgotten what that thing does, and you have to remember. And that's the kind of thing that Hearthstone doesn't do, and it's so great because it's just plow my stuff in, let's go, let's play.
Absolutely.
As soon as you start, you're playing. You know,
it's
like if Morph was in the game, oh my god, like Morph is cool.
That is so complicated.
But man,
Dislike.
if Morph was in Hearthstone, where it's like I play the card and it's this blank thing, and then at some point
could work,
I
though.
can, I guess, but do we need it?
But then again, like I mean,
all right, you hate fun. I get it.
No, that complexity doesn't mean fun to me necessarily. Like Blizzard is doing a lot of stuff now where they're making things less complex in the name of fun. With WoW, they're doing like they're like, okay, it was really you had to think a lot about all this stuff, right? Bring up the spreadsheet. Was that fun? Not really. What was fun? Shooting the boss and killing the boss. That was fun. Let's do more of that.
Yeah, but it's not like playing against something like a Morph is like a chore, like specking your dude in World of Warcraft is. It's still something
an interesting mechanic.
Right. It's still something, and that's why I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What I like, I'm never gonna sit there and be like, oh, we need lands.
No,
we don't. It's boring. It's terrible. No, go make it go away.
Yeah. Jocelyn, you were gonna say something?
I was just going to say that, like you kind of touched on the fact that it's still so soon. Like Hearthstone is only a year old. So Magic has been around for 25 years?
Yep.
Like eventually, if you're coming out with cards as often as Magic does, you have to think of new mechanics, do new things. Like you're constantly evolving, and we might get there with Hearthstone, but there's no reason we need to rush. And we don't want a game that's just Magic.
No, exactly.
We have Hearthstone, and it's freaking awesome. So
yeah, Magic is already a thing. We don't need to make it again.
Exactly.
Although they do need to make their client better for the online.
Oh, Magic does, yes.
Magic needs to make Magic
Magic
again.
could really be more like Hearthstone and would make a lot of lives better.
Man, people would play the hell out of that. They already do play the hell out of it. This clunky, terrible thing.
Well, yeah, it's because it's the only option you have if you want to.
Should we take another question?
Magic.
We got Dave. I think Dave will be the last one, though.
Yeah, we got time for one more.
Oh, and let's
take us home strong, dude.
No pressure.
Wait,
oh, Tom has a question, so Tom will be our last.
Okay,
after
Tom
Dave.
will be the last
after
question.
Dave. Yeah, two more.
I apologize in advance for my raspy voice. It's been a long.
It's fine.
Oh yeah,
it's been a busy.
The
time.
air here is so dry. I don't understand how I lived here before.
I agree with you.
I don't get it. Anyways.
All right.
What's up, dude?
So they said in Goblins versus Gnomes we're going to be using gold and arcane dust.
Yep.
Do you think there should be a cap? People are going to be hoarding gold and dust. Do you think that would maybe improve?
Oh.
I think if you earn it, you earn it. Like I.
Well, they have the gold cap for daily stuff, right? So I think that's enough. I don't think. And actually, I had heard that somebody said there was a cap of like 20,000 gold, but one of the streamers got past that. So that was just a rumor.
Like you and I are penalized for crafting golden cards. We were like, oh, what do we do with all this
yeah,
dust?
so
all
we
this
were
dust,
talking about
you
this.
know?
I've been using my dust lately to craft golden cards.
And now you regret it.
And now I'm gonna miss all that dust that I could have had to make all these cards like right away.
Right. We'll never do that again.
Yeah.
So why did you choose to do that?
What? Craft gold cards?
Yeah.
Because they're shiny.
Well.
What is this question
no,
you just asked me?
I love the shinies as much as anyone else, but no, I just mean like when you know there's a new expansion coming.
Oh, I didn't know. Right. I mean, I knew somehow out there was, but I didn't know.
I thought it would be a different level of dust. I thought it would be a different level of dust.
Or well,
okay.
yeah.
So you were in that camp that we were going to
yes.
get different dust. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I'm pretty sure I said on another show that I didn't think they were going to give us other dust.
Yeah, no, I didn't think they would.
So I'd like to think I was right,
So
but I'm not sure if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I just like the shinies. What's up?
In
man?
his defense, did
Making me
any
feel
of us
bad.
think they were going to get up on stage and be like, "Hey, 120 cards next month"? I don't think.
No, I
any
did
of
not
us
think it
thought
was
that
coming
gonna
so
happen.
soon, for sure. Good news is I play way too much Hearthstone, so I'll probably be able to get some more dust pretty
I
quick.
think we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be good to go.
And you can always just not buy groceries that week. I mean,
Exactly.
Yeah, but I don't want to see a cap outside of I like the daily gold cap because it's kind of an anti-botting type of thing to make that a little less prevalent when already it's pretty bad anyway. So I wouldn't like to see actual caps because if someone just sat there and earned it, they earned it. But making it so that it's harder to earn in unscrupulous ways is probably good. So
I'm
caps
thinking
should
like
only be
maybe
there.
like a 50,000 gold cap. That way you can't just hoard
Something
it for
that's
a
just
year
insane,
and then
yeah.
blow it on 1,000 expert packs.
I don't know. If you earn it, you should be able to earn it.
if
I really dislike artificial barriers for the sake of. It's
Well,
just
it's in
not
WoW
fun.
to help balance, loot distribution. I don't know.
And WoW, isn't it just an
PvP
arbitrary number?
Well,
That's the
but
amount
they-
of memory that was allocated to it.
They don't really. So
No,
they
like PvP
cap
caps.
gold at a
well, PvP
ridiculous
caps,
number.
yeah, but yeah, no, but like gold, your actual gold in
Oh, no,
WoW
no,
is
no,
just
no,
like
no,
a
no.
random
I
number,
mean,
and
like-
that's where the system can no longer compute how much gold you have, so they just cap
Yeah.
it.
But there is, so they cap stuff in WoW like honor earned in a week or whatever, right?
exactly.
And that kind of makes sense because otherwise some kid would just sit there and play
It
until he died, which does happen actually. But and just to earn more honor than everyone else and be stronger, faster. So it's kind of like to bleed. What? To bleed. I almost died. It's kind of to bleed, to slow drip the power to people so they don't. One
But
guy
on a new
doesn't just
season,
own it.
they'll roll back the
Yeah.
honor, right?
Yeah.
Like they want to go from the
Yeah,
more
yeah.
advanced honor
Yeah,
to
yeah.
what it's called, but yeah.
But during the season,
You
it's
couldn't
like
hoard it. You
They
got-
don't
you would get
want.
bumped
Yeah, yeah. But I think in Hearthstone it doesn't make as much sense to do that because having all the cards doesn't necessarily mean you just win.
And in Hearthstone, they're trying it. The whole goal of the game is to be really accessible and very easy to understand. And I
Yeah.
think they don't want 10 years from now there to be 20 different kinds of dusts and people wondering why they have, can only have 10,000 gold. And I don't think they want to deal with that.
But you could just have two, like the new cards and then all the other cards.
True, but
don't
it
do it,
still
Blizzard.
sucks.
No,
Like
Don't do it.
I know it sucks. It's not a fun thing for us, but it just seems like a better way to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But no,
like-
I really honestly believe that the devs and all that they kind of just want this game to always be simple.
I trust them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
trust them too with my life.
Cool. Also, I just want to make a quick mention. I know I mentioned, if you can just buy packs of cards and not buy groceries. I don't know when our next question asker though would listen to the show because that's apparently when he listens is when he's
Oh,
buying
really?
groceries.
Oh, he would have to start listening when he's buying packs.
I have to buy packs while I go get groceries.
Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
Well, once it's on your phone,
You can buy
that's an option.
groceries with gold.
Wow, you're like, hey, I've been grinding Hearthstone for
Or
a while.
shred groceries
Can I
for
get this
dust.
milk, please?
I really dislike celery. Just throw it in the trash, and then you can make more cards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's spoiled.
Well, hi, Tom. This is Tom Merritt for the
Hey, how's it
audio-only
going?
listeners.
Thank you. So you've talked about Magic. You've talked about baseball. You've acknowledged Jocelyn is right, but you haven't made a Star Wars reference.
Would you like to do the honors?
I don't have one, but
Okay.
I do have a question. Okay,
We
so
could. Oh, sorry.
You haven't mentioned that Android version's coming out.
That's
Android.
all
Star Wars
iPhones.
reference. Android. Sorry, go ahead.
For short.
No, sir. They are droids.
Sure, whatever. But droid was short for Android.
That was not the OS you were looking for.
Yes, it did happen.
Just have to wait for it to happen.
Yeah.
When the iPad
They loved
version
it.
came out, it was early. I know. Spilling over the other side of the room. When the iPad version came out, I don't know if there was much change to the metagame. I don't know if you guys noticed that or not.
Not really.
I mean, on the lower ends, like if you're in lower ranks, we
Yeah.
did notice like kind of like weird decks. It's like, what's going on? Oh, it's new players. They have less cards.
New players changed, but they changed like arena more, I think, because you rank up and then you
Right.
kind of play the people.
I'm
at your
wondering
rank.
if that'll be different this time or kind of the same time thing around. If you get, we're going to get new players coming in through the Android game.
There will be the period of new. There will be the let's pwn the noobs period, and some people will take advantage of that, and some people are still noobs, and it's fine.
and it may drop in the middle of the season, and we'll already be past 15 at that point, and we won't really affect us. But
Do you really think that they're going to drop it in the middle of the season?
oh, I don't know. I just think it could be a possibility. I mean, if it's ready and you can just get it out the door, why would you wait until like the first of the month?
But they have kind of set themselves up now by saying the seasons always start on the 1st. That's when you release things, and they like so December 31st, boom, new cards, and then on the 1st, the new season with new cards. So I think there is a precedence for that, and we might see it that way. We will see, actually, Android tablets are really popular. Weird for me, all I use is Apple stuff. I know, fanboy.
I stopped using my iPad as my bedside tablet, which meant I stopped playing Hearthstone.
Yeah.
At night.
Yeah.
Before I go to
Sad
sleep,
day.
like you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
So I've been waiting for that
Yeah.
to come to my Nexus 7.
Yeah, but there will be there's so many people who use Android, and actually as a tablet, because of the fact that you can get like whatever kind you want or whatever, different people make different ones, and you're not stuck with iPad. There's so many, that's a kind of user, and there will be an influx of players. We're at 20 million now. There's going to be 25 million or something.
I'm sure. Yeah. No, there's no way it's not going to have some kind of effect.
Yeah. I look forward to the day when I get to
What
own all the news.
effect exactly will it have? Was my
yeah, more
that's
Goldshire footmen.
Yes, all the raid leaders.
By the way, I thought one of the coolest things. Thanks for your question, Tom.
Thank you, Dills.
One of the coolest things I thought from that presentation was when Ben Bro talked about the worst card and the best card.
Oh
and
my
that
God,
the Angry
was
Chicken
so
wasn't
cool.
that bad.
And Angry Chicken was like 50% win rate. Yeah.
Nice.
So not only is it Angry Chicken, but it's 50-50.
Yeah, it's
Exactly.
50-50. Perfect. Nod to us, by the way. Clearly, right?
Oh, obviously. It's not like we named our show after something that already existed
No.
in the game, and now we can
Claim it's a
Claim
reference to
it's a
us
reference.
every single time.
But so the worst card, Magma Rager. Clearly,
Well,
that
yeah,
was,
it's a terrible
I was like,
card.
thanks for finally confirming what we already knew.
Oh, yeah.
But best card though, Baron Geddon.
Yeah.
That was
interesting.
interesting.
In a very specific time in October.
right. And that's what I really liked about that panel is they quantified their stats very specifically. They're
Yeah.
like, well, it was a really quick window. It was a very specific warrior deck. It was only warrior deck that this was occurring
Well, that's the
in.
thing. It really just says that Control Warrior is pretty good.
Yeah.
You
So
know.
it's proving Raynad wrong, is what you're saying?
Yeah. He's always wrong. Let's be honest.
It's because he hasn't
He's
created.
no Jocelyn.
He hasn't created a warrior deck yet. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, he created all the decks. He invented Hearthstone.
Well, that's why Warrior's not good because there isn't a Raynad warrior deck yet.
Oh, I see what you're getting at. Okay. I cannot wait for the Mech Raynad deck that everyone hates. It'll be coming soon.
It will have fabulous hair. So
Thanks for
anyway.
all the questions, everybody.
Yeah, you guys
absolutely.
are awesome.
We would have just had nothing to talk about. We would have
clearly.
gotten to the end and we'd be like, all right, cool,
That's
whatever.
what-
Let's go.
I love hearing from you guys, though, because you guys always bring stuff up that we don't necessarily think of. It's like, at this point, we just talk to each other too much. We're too in sync. Clearly, because Dills and I agree on everything.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I didn't even think of the noobs. Thanks, Tom.
Won't somebody please think of
Think
the
of the
new?
new-
Tom's back there waving his droid in the air saying, we are the 1%.
We are the 99%.
Now when it comes to Hearthstone.
Yeah.
At the moment, you're the 0%. So as we wind down, I just one more time want to give a shout out to all of you who have come up and shaken our hands and told us how awesome we are, because it's just, this is probably the biggest turnout we've had for really anything. Like the meetup the other night, and Nerdtacular was good too, but I going into Nerdtacular, I was like kind of expecting it. I'm like, yeah, it's a small, close knit. These are our people. Like we all know each other.
This is Frog Pants.
This is Frog Pants.
BlizzCon, it's huge, and there's a bunch of other really awesome stuff going on. So the fact that so many people showed up to our meetup on Thursday night, and that I'm getting a hot dog and ordering, and some guy's like, your voice sounds familiar. Do you do a Hearthstone show? I don't know. I was like almost moved to tears the other night at the bowling alley because I couldn't believe how many people came out just to see us when there's, Hearthhead having a rave and World of Podcasts and all this other stuff. There's so much awesome stuff going on, and the fact that anyone would not do that other stuff to come just say hi to us is very moving. So thank you all very much. This is awesome. It's
they all
great
just
to
wanted
meet
to
all
meet
of you.
Jocelyn. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn it, Jocelyn.
She was very popular that night.
I had to like get in front of her and just be like, "You want to meet me? You want to meet me? You want to meet me?"
Like, "Hi, I'm Garrett. Hey, I'm Garrett."
I don't know if you know who I am, but
no, that was really, really fun. And we were like, bowling will make it so it's not awkward, and we have stuff to do because we're nerds and we're socially awkward. Hell no, we didn't even get to the bowling. We were having so much fun.
Yeah,
it's actually just it's the people. And I said this on the instance. Like, everyone's like, what are you going to remember from BlizzCon? It's like, oh. And Terpster's all cold-hearted, and he's like, I'm going to remember the stuff that they said. And I'm the people. The people.
It's the thing I look most forward to. And like I said last year, it was only like 9 people that showed up, and I look forward to that every year. And the fact that there were like, I think over 100 people that probably showed up over the course of the night, it was insane. And I love it. And you guys are all awesome. I haven't met a single person that I don't want to just hang out with. Everyone I have met has been super cool. Which is surprising because I say some dumb stuff on the show, so I was expecting people to come up and just be like, "You're wrong. Why do you do the show?" But yeah,
well,
so thank you guys.
That's a good point to make. Is that sometimes the trolls are actually the loudest ones in your ears, because even though there's a lot of people who actually like what you do, the one guy says something bad, and then it's like you just focus on it.
Exactly.
I don't know. Anybody else who podcasts might understand what I'm talking about.
Especially with iTunes, because we have the reviews, and our reviews is a perfect example of that. There's clearly a ton. We're over 300 5-star reviews.
But then
now,
the guy leaves the 1-star, and you're like, that guy.
Yeah, and that's totally what I think. All three of us do the wrong thing and focus on that negativity.
Yeah. But what happens though when you guys come up and we have that meetup and all that stuff, and there's so much positivity, all that stuff then suddenly doesn't matter ever again, because this is the coolest thing. It's the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And we're just talking about video games. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy.
Also, thank you everyone for like totally weirding out my fiance, because everyone was going up to her and being like, "Oh, you must be Katie," and she's just like, "How does anyone know who I am?" And it was great, and you made some friends talking about chihuahuas, and it was a good time. It's a very good time. So
Chihuahua podcast coming soon.
Oh, and this week we bought an Ewok outfit.
2 Star Wars references.
Tom Merritt in the back, making sure we notice that fact. So, anyways, more or less, this is the end of the show. We need to wrap
let's
up.
all go con again.
Get Mr. Patrick
up.
Yeah, there's still tournaments to see. So thank you all. Thank you all. No need for an outro. We don't need an outro.
Well, we got to do the thing.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, follow us on Twitter. Blah 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 blah. Job's done.
Job's done.
Job's done.
Yes. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
You guys are amazing.
All right, let's go do some stuff.
I can't get out of the seat.